Good evening. Welcome to Investigator News, and this is a weather and lifestyle news show. And then we're one day away from the end of the month of August. Wow, where'd this month go? I thought it was like the 15th or so. No, yeah. But happily, yesterday they did take our strike away. So we're free. Nothing. There's nothing there. But of course, they wanted to give me a warning. Yeah, copyright warning. They said they're not going to hit me up because it was my first strike. I'm yet to understand the YouTube humor. So, uh, and uh, we got William in the house. No Karen yet. I think she's got the baby. And but we do have Mary. Mary is one of our moderators, except for Mary. I don't know if we ever straightened out your moderator wrench thing. I don't know because we had all them strikes and they wouldn't let me do anything. And then I got locked out of my account, and then mysteriously it just let me do it. I don't know. I still got a blue screen on the other screen, and I still like it. I probably could just get it and adjust the color, and it'd be fine. But I'm kind of enjoying the blue. It goes with the hurricanes. Now, in the description I mentioned today, I want to show you 7 days worth of earthquakes. And if you've seen it, your jaw's going to drop over. I think they say 2,000. Wow. And when you see it on the map, folks, when I bring up the map, you're just going to be shocked. I was going to bring up my red globe, and then I thought, no, let me see what I can do here. And I think this shows it a lot better. And of course, we had a hurricane that hit Florida early this morning. I was watching it until it was rolling onto land to see when it was breaking up. And it was a category 3. They say maybe even a category 4, 130-mile-an-hour winds. And boy, I tell you, some of the pictures are showing. So this one here, just take a look.
We actually, it looks like we've got a rescue happening right now. So we've got somebody out in the water. Beach rescue just pulled up. They're going to go out and get this guy. I guess he's been on like a boogie board just hanging out. But lifeguard out there making his way out into the water. They've really been urging people to not get in the water. Rip current danger has been exceptional. So they've been actually preventing people from getting out in the water. Not quite sure why this person decided to get in the water, but alas, here we are. But this is what the mayor was warning folks of. Remember, if you get out in the water and you need help, somebody's got to go out and get you. We've got another ocean rescue vehicle coming in here now with their the sirens on. I would imagine they're going to help this lifeguard make sure everybody gets in safely. But the lifeguards have been doing a really great job going up and down the coastline today, keeping people out of the water. I did hear there were some kite surfers earlier. At this point, we've seen just a few people here and there get out in the water, including this person. I haven't seen anybody get rescued, so this is the first time that the lifeguard actually has had to get in the water. But you see, they bring backup because even for lifeguards, the surf is rough. The rip currents are exceptional, and they don't want anybody out there in the water. And that's going to be something we've got to watch for tomorrow, too, guys. We get a lot more sunshine, very little in the way of rain showers today. But with the sunshine coming back, the winds dying down, again, any scattered storm chances, people are going to come to the beach, and they're going to want to get back out in the water. And unfortunately, the rip current danger doesn't just turn off.
Wow. Yeah. Thank you, Karen. Why do people do this? Why do they want to get out in the water? Maybe it's for the 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 social media part of it. Um, um, I don't know. And the surfers do that too. Surfers do it because it's the biggest waves that they could surf on to get a record. I don't know. And it boggles my mind. When I seen it, I was like, I can't believe this guy went out and risked lifeguards and rescue for him, just him, when they could have been somewhere else. That's my opinion on it. All right, so we have another one with these strong winds and the flooding that hit when it first rolled into. Um, and I'm pretty sure I'm probably going to get a copyright on this one. This is someone else's video on Weather Channel, and they always hit me. They don't like me using their stuff. You know, they want it out there, but then there's certain people they don't want to have it out there. All right, here we go. Uh, very short video. So it did make landfall at Keaton Beach, and I mean, you could see how deep. I'm just, I don't know why people move to Florida. I guess I'm hurricane scared or something. It don't matter which side. You just kind of wait for the one to get you. And I know people that's moved there and wanted to move there, and they say, "Oh, it'll never get me." And so far, I have a nephew that just moved to Orlando, and I worry about him every day that I see hurricanes moving towards Florida. I'm like, uh oh, and I tell him to be safe all the time. Uh, but I think he loves it there. All right, so these latest earthquakes, folks. Boy, I gotta show you this. Wait till you see it. There we go. I wish I could increase it like it is on mine. Okay, so this is 7 days worth of earthquakes. Look how it goes. Um, I mean, it's so crowded on the uh, California coast. But what got me was the ones that went all the way up to the East Coast. Did you guys realize it? And now get this: there is 2,056 earthquakes that hit in the last 7 days. Isn't that a massive amount? 2,056 earthquakes. Wow. Um, and we it's I wanted to make sure I got this big one, a 7.1 in Indonesia, a Gilear. Um, but I just, what you see, it's lighter over in Indonesia. It gets really bad up around Alaska. It got I don't know if anybody realized how many there was in British Columbia, out on the fault line that runs from Alaska down to the San Andreas. How many were in Oregon? What about Texas? And what got me was you go beyond now. So then you got one in Missouri, then we had one in Tennessee. It went up, and we had one in Ohio that we knew of, and then one in New York, a very small one, and then we had one in another one in northern New York, a small one. But the majority, I'm going to say the majority of this is Alaska and the fault line that comes down into the San Andreas. Um, uh, just boy, wow, yeah, he did the Indonesia one last night, but I don't think he does show a lot, but they're all in rings and they go upward. And that's what kind of got me wanting to do this because I could show you the massive amounts on here that he's got, but it's to where you guys can see it a little bit better of the Ring of Fire. I mean, we even had one uh, Bellany Islands of 4.4. We had one in Macquarie Islands of 5.1. Um, and this is below Australia, so close to the Antarctica. And see, that's another thing that caught my attention. And then over on the bird's head, um, the South Sandwich Islands, there was three of them. And this is just within the last week. One was a 5.2. Then we have one over in the Atlantic Ridge, a 5.5. Um, we had a 4.8 on the same ridge. And what about Hawaii? Um, Pahala had one, and then we had, let's see if I can get this. Um, there's the second one, and I don't know if I can get this third one. No, it's not going to let me get the third one, but there was three of them. So over 2,000 quakes in less than 1 week. And, we're not hearing about this on the news. And, only did it because Dutch Sense has said there was, showed that big picture of all of those rings. And I said, wow. And that was when he was showing this the seven that hit. And now he's talking, it could be Indonesia, it could be over closer to India, it may be Japan. Look how active Japan is. But then you look over at the United States and it's just wow, wow. I mean, everything. Let me see if I can. Uh, oh, no. Okay, here we go. This might show you. All right, so these are the ones for the United States just in the last week. Look at that. I mean, it's just full all along the San Andreas fault line. It just, I'm going to say dozens of them. I mean, I can't even start to count them. So I wanted to, this is something I wanted to bring out yesterday, but I wanted to make sure I got a really good map to show you how active especially around LA, all around San Francisco, um, Yosemite, and then the cluster that goes all the way. Let's see, where's this at? Canada. All of them around Canada. Let's see, the lowest one would be Oregon. So, William, did you know you had at least five or more earthquakes in Washington State? Wow. So, okay, I just wanted to get that out to you. And so now you guys can see in the last week we've had over 2,000. And that's a tremendous amount. And this all worries me for the San Andreas because I don't think I've ever seen that many. Um, and I even on Dutch Senses uh, uh, when he does his uh, live shows or his shows, I don't think he really shows the amount on the San Andreas. And he's worried about it, and he worries about what's going on over in Indonesia and over towards India, and but this is a massive amount. And they're in like little circles. So even over here in Oklahoma, there's a lot of them in Oklahoma. At least 15, 20 of them in Oklahoma. Another ones that go on in Missouri. There's a small cluster there. And, not so much in Texas. There's probably less than 10 in Texas. So, and then the other cluster is in Wyoming, Mammoth, Wyoming, and um, National Park, Yellowstone National Park. But they get hundreds a day at Yellowstone, hundreds. So, the United States is rumbling. It is rumbling. And to see them all the way up around into New York and even like two of them right around Canada, that up that far. The one in New York that went up pretty high, and then we seen um, two of them out of New York, and then you got two up in Canada. Oops. So, oh, well, I made it worse. Okay. Um, and then we had a cluster down on the islands. Now, Central America to South America, they're just sporadic, but the islands are just full of them. I'm going to say at least 15 of them, and this is in the last week. So, all right, I'm going to get away from the earthquakes. But hey, you know what? They are there are 900 scientists that say that this winter is going to be cold. Now I'm waiting to see. If they're saying that it's going to be snow deeper than we've seen in the past 10 years. I'm going to wait and see it. Those solar flares are getting me. So I don't know. Could we be going into a mini ice age? All right, 800-pound, 14-foot alligator caught in Mississippi breaks their record. Now I gotta say, I watched the gator show, and I've seen them get 15, 16-foot gators in that are close to 1,000 pounds. But for Mississippi, this is huge. And it took four guys, and he was still longer than four guys standing next to each other. Let's see if I can get a picture of this thing. Um, and they say it's the largest gator in the state's history. So there you have it. There you have it. It's not snakes today, Susan. I had to, there was a python down in Australia that they found that was slithering over people's houses. And they're wondering why they don't have pythons down there like that. Um, okay, so alien hunting scientists say they found something extremely interesting in the bottom of the ocean. Is it rocks, or is it space rock, or are they eggs? They recovered the first known sample of an object from outside our solar system, they said. Harvard astronomer Avi Loeb said that he and his group, the Galileo Project, have completed their analysis of dozens of tiny, like spears, fragments. They say a meteorite that crashed into the Pacific Ocean in 2014 is to believed to have originated beyond our home star system. The thing is when it crashed, it left little type eggs, or are they rocks? Now, I'd like you guys to take a look. What do you think these are? Are these eggs, or are they rocks? And they don't really want to cut them open just yet. They're trying to, wait and see. But they found dozens of these at the bottom of the ocean. So, wow, huh? Um, so, um, they say it could be a part of another interstellar object that flew past the Earth in 2017. It could be an alien craft. His He's made a name for himself, Mister. Um, I just said his name, uh, Mister Loeb, and he said um, he's made a name for himself basically with outlandishing sounding claims of extraterrestrial tech, with some of serious scientific uh, scientists. And so but I also believe the crash may be an intelligent civilization outside our solar system. Now, where did they find these? I know that's the question. That was me. I was like, okay, hurry up with all you guys are scientists, and, some people believe you, some don't. Where'd you find them? Well, outside Papua New Guinea. And they found it early this summer. Ultimately, um, they say um, there was seven. They thought they found dozens, and then they kept finding more. They ended up with 700,000 spears. spheres. I'm sorry. And he said it showed that 5 tiny marbles originated as molten droplets from the surface. They don't really know where they came from. Uh, so, uh, and what was asked was, could these be those spheres that that been seen in Mexico and other places where there's a bunch of silver-looking balls or spheres in the sky? And he said it might be. We may be uh, not looking far and wide enough in the oceans, us and the Galileo Project and others that are now starting to look for where meteors have landed and what they do after they hit the ocean. So there you got it. Is it a rock? Is it an egg? Or is it an alien inside there? We don't know. I don't know. They're getting serious on this alien stuff. Um, Tomorrow night, today's Wednesday. Tomorrow night, The Price is Right has got a tribute to Bob Barker, and it's going to air, like I said, tomorrow night. I think it's around 8 p.m. Eastern time, but check it. It just says 8 p.m., so I'm assuming. And Bob Barker, this icon, will be remembered with a 1 hour special. So be sure to watch. Uh, how many grew up with him with before Price is Right? He's been a game show icon all of his life. So we appreciate him for all of his shows. Um, NASCAR Speedway in Atlanta opening facilities for Hurricane Idalia evacuees. NASCAR wanted to show that they care, and they are opening facilities up in Charlotte for those in um, close to Charlotte if it happens to go really bad when it hits today. And if not, they are taking Floridians, it says. Um, it'll be accessible. You could bring your motorhome, your RVs, your fifth wheels, your travel trailers, uh, C class campers. They're ready. And they say the racetracks in Atlanta, Georgia, and Charlotte are opening their facilities up for people forced to evacuate their homes due to this hurricane. We thank them for that. Thank you, NASCAR. You don't always hear good things that NASCAR does. You only hear, people complain about with NASCAR that they want to ride in the car itself, but you can't really, sometimes they don't even have a second seat. And people get angry because of it. Just appreciate NASCAR for what they can do for everyone. I'm not a big racing fan. I can't. I make it about 2 or 3 laps around it, and I'm off doing something else. It's like golf. I can't watch golf either. My dad was a golfer, but I can't watch golf. It puts me to sleep every time. If I want a really good nap, I put it on and I'm like, okay, Tiger Woods, do them right, and I'm snoring. Yeah, and I snore like a baby grizzly bear. That's what they say in my house. Well, that's what I say. They say worse about me. Uh, Plane evacuating uh, uh, captures during the storm when it was coming in. This plane captured Fort Myers Beach. Um, and it showed some just beautiful lightning. We don't always get to catch this. And because lightning is just but a split second, the split second. So if you can catch it and get it on a video, it's amazing. And so this isn't that long. Here we go. Now you could see that's on both sides of the plane. Isn't that beautiful? I mean, it's not only is it veining out on one side of the plane, and they caught it, but then they moved the camera to the other side, and you could see it off both sides. Beautiful. Some of it even looks like it's coming out of the ground. I thought. I don't think it is, but it sure looked like it. Um, um, Colorado had meteors light up their morning skies, and they were very surprised. And not very many people caught it, but one person did. And what they seen was, they said, amazing. And they didn't know what they were seeing. They don't know if it was a spacecraft, a meteor, or whatever it was. They said it had them mesmerized for a very long time. So here we go. So you see, there was and I'm not gonna show very long because it just repeats it. Um, so you could see there's one off to the left side that's bigger, and it flows across. Uh, Amazing. Now my nephew, I think he caught one out of Orlando the other night, and I was looking at it, and at first I didn't. I thought he was just showing a red moon, and then I started seeing it, and it moved around. It's very odd. So are we catching lots of meteors, or is it aliens dropping eggs? I'm teasing, folks. Um, so on this day in history, guess what? The space shuttle Discovery blast off for its maiden voyage, um, and um, for the Discovery, the fourth time was a charm. The previous three launches attempts were scrubbed, with one canceled just 6 seconds before liftoff. Um, so, we this day in history, the Space Shuttle Discovery blasts off for its maiden voyage. All right, so let's get to some funnies. Let's get to the funny list. Yeah, we're already there. Me and Williams got a show coming up, folks. If you're like our news and you like our World War III report, that's coming up in about 30 minutes. So, biggest lies. Yeah. Mom and grandma called them wives' tales. We just call them flat out lies. The check is in the mail, folks. I'll respect you in the morning. I'm from your government and I'm here to help you. This one, it's only a cold sore. Yeah, uh-huh. You get this one, I'll pay next time. My wife doesn't understand me. Trust me, I'll take care of everything. Yeah, of course I love you. Yeah, of course I love you. Uh, Drinking? Why, no, officer. Boy, there's a lot of those on YouTube. You could, boy, once you watch one, they all come up. And you got these people, officer, I haven't been drinking. And, well, can you get out of the car? No, I can't even walk. What about the ones that are nude? I'm trying to figure that one out. They got hot. They drank. They got hot and they got in their car to drive. What about the ones that are? There was one guy that had nylons on, a mini dress. Well, I don't even. I think it was a shirt, and he had nylons with no underwear. What? Okay, I better move on, or I'm going to be telling you guys all these shows I've watched. But it cracks me up, the reasoning for them being drunk and driving. But the best ones, I have to say, uh, are the ones where uh, they have no clue. Or there was I think I think she was like a Twitter, big and popular on Twitter. They found her sleeping at a red light, but it wasn't even a red light. It had changed many, many times while the officer was trying to wake her up to roll down the window. And then she didn't even know what was going on, didn't know where she was at, didn't even know why she was driving. Huh. All right. All right, here's the next one. Okay, Bill Clinton, I've never inhaled. It's not the money, it's the principle of it. I never watch television except for PBS. Yeah, we, I'm breaking up, but we could still be good friends. Oh, yeah. How about she means nothing to me? I gave it the office. Yeah. Read my lips. No new taxes. Oh, yeah, we remember that one. Um, Now I'm going to tell you the truth. There's one for the interrogation at the police department. Yeah, they lie, and then when they tell them the truth, and the officers start pointing out stuff. Oh yeah, now I'm going to tell you the truth. Yep. Um, then you take a left, you can't miss it. Uh, and don't worry, it's okay. I'm sterile. Oh boy. All right, so idiots, idiots everywhere. That goes with the last funny I just read. All right, advice for idiots. The actual tip from page 16 of HP, Environmental Health and Safety Handbook for Employees. Blink your eyelids periodically to lubricate your eyes. Idiots in the neighborhood. Yeah, we got those. I live in a semi rural area. We recently had a new neighbor call the local township administrative office to request the removal of deer crossing sign on our road. The reason? Many deer were being hit by cars and he no longer wanted them to cross there. Yeah, take the sign down, then the deer will move it to the woods so they know where to cross. Idiots in food service. My daughter went to the local Taco Bell and ordered a taco. She asked for the individual behind the counter for very little lettuce. He said he was sorry, but they only had iceberg. Oh, yeah. Okay. Uh, that is it for today, folks. And oh boy, Thursday, tomorrow. It's already the end of the week. We're getting close to trivia night again. So come on back in about 30 minutes for me and William, and we'll have the World War III report. I think I'm going to let William do more talking tonight. Uh, I got going on Monday. I even apologized to him for it. Yeah, my mouth gets going and I forget that it's not my show. That was his show. All right, enough of that. All right, folks. So we want to thank you for watching and subscribe and hit the like, the thumbs up, guys. Lots of those. And to share with a friend, a family, someone at the bank. Next time you go to the gas station, yell over to the guy filling the car up next to you and say, hey, have you ever watched Investigator News? Here's how you find them. Yeah, all right. So come on back in 30 minutes. And if not, come on back tomorrow and we'll have more weather and lifestyle news. And then we'll have Lee as a guest tomorrow night. All right, folks, take care. Have a happy Wednesday. And, Wednesday, the camel. Yep. It's garbage day here. I don't know about the camel. But I think there should be a camel that walks down every street on Wednesdays just to remind us it's hump day.